Hey guys, Ghost Queen here. So I'm going to do a quick vlog today to just talk about how to get started in the paranormal. So if you have an interest in getting started in trying to communicate with the other side, I have a few tips for you. If you don't know, I've been asked to contribute at a Facebook group called No Fear Ghosts Inc. and I'll put a link in the description. It is a closed group, but you know, it's open to people that are interested in the paranormal. So come on over and join if you like. It's a big group and there's some interesting stuff being shared there, and I'm adminning and contributing stuff as I can. So for those of you that wanted to get started in trying spirit communication, I have just a couple of tips and advice, little snippets to pass along. So the first thing is you really don't need a lot of money. You don't have to have all this fancy equipment to get started. I will say that I think you need to focus more on yourself rather than the equipment. If you're sort of prone to depression, if you're prone to anxiety, if you're a fearful person, this probably isn't the best road for you. You know, I think you need to be really stable, really in a good place in your life. There are scary things that can happen. There are spirits that can sort of tease you, mock you, you know, find out what your weakness is, and you know, they can hurt you emotionally. They can. So you want to be in a good place. Yeah. So what do you need to get started? Well, if you have a computer or a laptop, that's really all you need to get started. You can get free apps. That's what I started with. I started with free apps from Extreme Senses. I like their apps. I had success with them. I've tried a lot of different apps and I haven't had a ton of success with apps, but I do like the ones there. Yeah, those are the only ones I publicly recommend because those are the ones I've had some really great success with. So you could start with one of their free apps, try doing a session, see if you get any intelligent communication. Direct response, where you ask a question and they respond. And if you do, then, you know, if you're interested and you want to go forward, you can take it from there. I think that how you do your sessions is important. I personally think it's really important to protect yourself. Now, you can do protection prayers. Everybody's got different beliefs and different religious beliefs, and, you know, do what feels comfortable for you. But I think protection prayers are important. If you don't want to pray, then I would suggest at least trying to protect your energy. Envision sort of a white light surrounding your body, maybe even your whole home or the area where you're doing the session. I think it's very important to open and close a session. So, you know, you might want to start out, and, you know, when you speak, definitely speak with conviction, like you're sure of yourself, you know, and you want to sort of open the session and invite the spirits to speak with you during the session. But it's very important to close the session. So when you're finished, make sure you tell the spirits that, you know, I think it's very important to be respectful and not to be condescending. You know, picture it like you're speaking to yourself. How would you want to be spoken to? You know, be respectful, be kind, but, you know, make it very clear that when the session is finished, that all the spirits have to leave. Nobody is invited to stay. I think that's really important because you don't want spirits hanging around, irritating you, upsetting you, anything like that. So it's very important to open and close the session. I think it's very important to protect yourself with protection prayers or envisioning a white light around your body. Yeah, you know, in my sessions, I use an Ovilus 3, which, I mean, is an expensive piece of equipment, but I bought it years ago as a gift to myself for my birthday. And I use a radio, a spirit box. I do use a 587. They are hard to find. You know, I would suggest keeping your eyes open at yard sales, flea markets, that sort of thing. Maybe you can find one that way. If you can't find one and you really want a spirit box, then I would say go ahead and get a PSB7. They're readily available. You can get one at any time for 70 bucks. You don't have to, you know, sort of search for one and be disappointed when you can't find what you want. You know, just get one of those and start with that. And, you know, you can get communication with those. I know lots of people that use them. So, do you need, you know, REM pods and EMF detectors and all that other stuff? No, absolutely not. You don't need that stuff. If, you know, if you start doing sessions and you feel like this is something you really want to continue with, sure, invest in more equipment down the line if that's what you want to do. But you don't have to have that stuff to start. And I would definitely say make sure this is something you want to do before you start investing a lot of money in equipment. You know, there are scary things that can happen, and maybe you'll be frightened and you won't want to do this anymore. So make sure it's something you're really going to do for a long time before you start investing money in a lot of equipment. That's my advice. I would also say, you know, my personal opinion is if you have children, I wouldn't use the spirit box around children, or apps or Ouija boards or anything like that around kids. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think kids are fortified in the same way that adults are. They can't protect themselves, and it's our job to protect them. So I don't think it's a good idea to do this around kids. I'm a mom to 4, so, you know, that's something I think about. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Really, like I say, I think it's important to sort of focus on yourself more than the equipment. You know, do some meditation. Maybe meditate and ask your spirit guides to help you. And, you know, try to make sure you're really spiritually grounded, emotionally grounded, psychologically grounded. Meditation, you know, is a really easy thing to do, and sort of, I think, you know, lately with yoga and meditation becoming so popular, it's sort of gotten this aura of mystery surrounding it all that doesn't need to be there. All you need to do to meditate is sit quietly in a room for 5 minutes. Try doing that every day for 2 weeks. You know, you're meditating. That's all you need to do. Just sit quietly in a room for 5 minutes. Don't worry about doing anything else. If you can do that, you've started meditating, and that's a great place to start, to psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually ground yourself. So yeah, guys, I hope that helps. That's pretty much, those are the main things I think that you need to know. I'm available. You know, if you have questions, please feel free to email me. My email address is ghostqueenparanormal. My classes are starting to fog up. ghostqueenparanormal@gmail.com. Please feel free to email me if you have questions. I'm happy to help. I don't think this is for everyone. You know, some of us are called to do it. And, you know, it's okay to just be a fan and watch. You know, you don't have to do this yourself to participate in what is a really, you know, sort of awesome experience. But if you do feel called to do it, I hope some of these things can help you get started. Good luck, stay spooky. Oh, one other thing I want to mention is if you do sessions, you can just do them at home. You know, I sort of have the belief that spirits are around everywhere and you don't really need to go anywhere. But if you are going to go somewhere to do a session, you know, be mindful of the law. You don't want to get in trouble. So, you know, you don't want to trespass anywhere and get arrested because you're trying to do a spirit session. So be careful. Yeah. And like I say, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and hope this helps, and hope everybody had a great weekend. I'll be doing some other vlogs talking about some other things as we go along, and I hope you'll join me. All right, guys, stay spooky. Take care. Bye.